Okay. Hi, Summer. How are you? How was your weekend?
It was wonderful. So good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you too. So, you guys, Summer is she's going to be one of my business experts, actually. She does business training, and I've asked her to come on the show. We're not doing that today. Actually, Summer has decided to add government contracting to her business. And so I offered to give her some guidance because there's so much out there for her. And the most important thing is Summer owns a construction company. She owns a Six Sigma company, and she's going to do government contracting in both. So I'm going to do a session with her right now just so that you guys can see what it's like when you decide that you want to do government contracting. What are some of the first things you need to do? And you guys know, whenever you tell me what you do, the first thing I do is I go look for contracts because that's the first thing I want you guys to do. So Summer and I are going to walk through that. But before we start that, I just want to introduce Summer and have her answer some of our questions about her business. So Summer, tell us the name of your company.
So the name of my company is SRB International Innovation LLC.
And so Summer, I know you've traveled all over the world. What countries have you traveled to and done business with? I know you do a lot of you've done nonprofit in the past. What countries have you traveled to?
So Japan, many years I worked there in Japan. And then I switched over into a virtual platform and worked with some entities in the UK and then some
Wow.
entities in Uganda.
So did you do construction for them or help build communities over there in those countries?
In those cases, well, for let's say the UK and Uganda, they were helping with education K through 12 programs, and support for teacher training, especially in Uganda,
Wow.
where teacher training is definitely in demand there. And then it was sent across and going to be developed across a virtual platform so that
Mhm.
they would have, an opportunity to learn and at their own pace
Wow.
and within their own country without having to travel. So that was a great opportunity for them. And then in Japan, I worked with the United States Navy and the Joint Forces Command. So it was United States, the Marines, reserves, and we worked side by side with the Japanese Self-Defense Maritime Force, and then also with the Royal Navy of Australia.
Wow. That's impressive. I was so afraid to go out of the country when my husband was in the military.
Oh,
I mean, I shouldn't be ashamed to say it, but I'm over it now. I did go to Saudi or not Saudi, but Bahrain. And I was supposed to live in Saudi, but thank God that didn't happen. I was just really worried about being over, but that's impressive. That is wonderful. So right now, you guys are starting to build over here in the United States, helping with, now are these underdeveloped like communities that you're building in and renovating? I know you guys are doing renovating and things like that, right?
mhm. Some of them are, and some are just projects that are they're coming down the pike that have to do with increasing just the overall infrastructure of the community.
Mhm.
And but our goal definitely is to hire individuals and train individuals from some of the lower income communities so that they can have, rewarding careers where they can take care of their families and learn a great trade at the same time.
Wow, that's wonderful. Now, one reason I wanted to get Summer on this show is because Summer is also about to be a female general contractor on top of her Six Sigma, which we'll talk about that. But I just think that that is so wonderful because we need women in these industries and feel that they can have the support to do these things. So because Summer is also a general contractor or will soon be one, she's working on some other projects like in her state. She's going to bid on the Florida project. Is that the airport? Or which project was in Florida? That was one of the projects in Jacksonville. She's going to be bidding on some other projects all around the state of Alabama. So we kind of have the construction part under control, right?
Yes.
Because Summer does that, she's also involved like with the government. She just told you guys, Navy, Air Force, all of those, they do a lot of Six Sigma. training and opportunity type stuff. Well, Summer and I were talking and she wondered, are there a lot of contracts out there for Six Sigmas? Actually, there are. And what would you call, like, how would you describe Six Sigma? I mean, I know in general what it is, but how would you describe it for the layperson, those of us that are not used to that term?
Yeah, so Lean Six Sigma is a way to improve processes across any company in any industry by gathering information from the voice of the customer, the voice of the process, the voice of your own team that work with you to find out exactly what it is that your company is doing well and where there are areas where you could improve. And we all can improve all the time. Companies.
So let me share my screen. And I'm going to show some of the things we talked about. We're going to go through the USA spending report first, Summer, because that's the first thing that we did a couple of weeks ago, the first time we talked, remember? We talked about doing this, but we didn't get into it as much. One of the first things I did with Summer was we ran a report for we put in Six Sigma. We actually just did a keyword. We went to USA spending. We put in Six Sigma. Remember, we actually have that video. So I'll probably post that video, but we went to USA spending. We put in Six Sigma in the keywords, and then this is what we got. So Summer, did you get a chance to take a look at this over the weekend when I sent this to you?
Yes, I took a look at a few.
And what we did was we had to make sure that we were looking at the award descriptions, which is right here in the blue column. Because we did a keyword, we needed to make sure that we were looking at the right opportunities, the right types of opportunities, because sometimes you can run a report and you're not seeing what you want to see. But we got all of the product service codes that were being used under Six Sigma in column G. Can you see that, Summer? And then we got the NACE codes. Summer actually already had all of these. You did good with your research. You had all of these in your SAM. So why did we want to do this? Because we need to see, I needed her to see which agencies were actually using Six Sigma. This is not all of them, but what did she say earlier? She said the Navy. Here's the Navy right here. Here's one with the Navy right here. So we know if we look at the column D, the awarding sub-agency. So Summer, remember, you're always going to look at the awarding sub-agencies, not the big daddy agencies, but the sub-agencies, because they're the ones that make the decisions. Okay, so we see Public Building Services that does Six Sigma. We see this is USDA, Farm Service Agency, Federal Acquisition Services, that's GSA, the Veterans Administration. They do a lot. I saw a lot of them on here. All of these on here, Food and Drug Administration. Here's your favorite, DLA.
Yes.
A lot with them, with DLA. And that's good because they need it. Look, I've had contracts with DLA. They need a lot of process improvement, okay? They need a lot of process improvement. But this was so good to me because this gives her a start for knowing, okay, that work out there, those contracts, they're out there. These are the agencies that she should be looking at. So let's say she didn't know where to start. She could either start by looking under the Department of Navy, by doing some research on FBO with the Department of Navy, or she could go to their forecast report. There are a lot of places she can start. But the first thing we did do when we talked a couple of weeks ago, we made sure that you had all of these codes in here, all of the PSC codes and the NACE codes. And you did pretty good. You did real good. Because you had, I was shocked that you had a lot of these. So what I did to find some opportunities for you for a meeting today was I took one of the U codes. I took U008, okay? I took U008 and I ran a report. I didn't find much that I thought would fit for you for X1AB, but I just picked, you know, one of the codes that I thought, let me just pick this code. So I picked U008 and then I went over to FBO.gov